Hello princesses! Today I'm going to be talking about the Peripera All Take Mood palette, and I have mine in the shade Beautiful Rose. I picked this one up in my advent calendar from YesStyle in December, and it was one of the last ones that I picked out because I think it was like the last day, maybe the 24th, and I kind of left it at home over summer holidays and didn't use it. So now I've been using it for a few months. Yeah, actually I have been using it for a few months now. Oh my gosh. And I'm now ready to talk about it. So for this one we'll be having a product description, packaging, swatches, applications, and then final thoughts. So if you'd like to skip to any of those points, please do so now. So for this one, the product description says, single file eyeshadow palette includes 8 colors and various finishes to sculpt your desired look with ease. Its fine, smooth pigments adhere and blend out to the skin seamlessly. There are 9 different palettes, and I have the one that is the Mutual Rose, which means that it is the cooler tone pinks. So for the packaging, this product comes in a really interesting sort of formation. Rather than being more square or like a wider oblong, it's a really skinny sort of like long palette. There are 8 shades in the collection, and they have a different range of mattes and shimmers. I would say that they're kind of like, not even shimmers, I would just say that the 2 ones that have sparkles in it are like proper sparkly colors rather than shimmers, because they are very intense and they don't have very much of a base color to them. The rest of them are mattes, so there are a lot of mattes in this one. I think for me personally, the color selection is actually very good. At the top end of the spectrum you have some of those more light colors, and then at the bottom end you have the deeper colors, and they all blend really nicely together. There are some that I don't particularly mix, but for the most part I can mix and match most of them with each other, so it makes it a really cohesive palette.
The first shade is called Mono Mute, and this one is a really pale taupe color. I use this one a lot as a transition color. It is a little bit hard to see it on my eyelid, but it does work really well. The next shade is called Glimmering, and this one is a glitter shade. It doesn't have very much base pigment, and it just gives me a little bit of a silvery shimmer on the eyes, which I really like. Pinkalosophy is a pale pink matte shade. This one again is really a little bit hard to see on my eyelid, but it does work really well as a transition shade. Shower Light is the other glitter in the palette, and this one has slightly more base pigment than Glimmering, but again it is a really cute glitter. This one has got more color glitter in it. I can see a lot of pink and green too. Tinting Petal is another of the matte colors. This one is a sort of blush pink color, and it is a little bit deeper than the other shades. Rosy Mousse is another one of those really dark mattes, and actually this one blends not that bad on my eye. I'm really bad at blending dark matte colors. Mauve Brown I think is a mix between mauve and brown, and this one is actually quite a nice shade too. I had a little bit of trouble blending this one, but I did end up using it in the outer third a few times. The last shade is called Moon Shadow, and this one is a really beautiful deep chocolate kind of color. It's a little bit more cool toned, so it's not caramelly, and this one didn't blend badly for a dark brown. We all know how much I suck at it, so this is not that bad.
So for this one, I've been using it for a while, and I did manage to get quite a few looks out of it, but I'm still on the fence about whether or not I'm going to keep it. The first reason is that the shape is a bit odd. It doesn't particularly fit into my storage, and I only have this one little desk. There's no other space for me to put the makeup, so it kind of has to fit in there, and I kind of have to like it a lot to make it fit as well, and I don't know if I like this that much, mainly because I'm not a huge fan of those cool toned pinks. I don't use that many pinks and purples regularly, so I don't feel like this is a palette that like I need to have in my collection. It's a palette that is nice to have, but it's not a need. Other than my opinion on the colors and how much I would use it, I think that is actually a really good palette. I feel like some of the lighter matte colors are a bit hard to see on my skin tone, but the deeper shades are really nice, and they're very easy to blend as well. So if you're particularly into these colors, then, and if you're a beginner as well especially, I would say that you should pick it up because it works really well. I also like the selection of colors as well. I find that a lot of the time when you have palettes that have got more than 4 colors, they tend to be a little difficult to use all of the colors sometimes. You know, like you'll have like 3 or 4 that match really well together, and then like a few oddballs as well, which I don't understand why they do that, because I don't know, maybe it's just not my taste, but I prefer palettes that will work, all of the colors will work together, and then I just have lots of different palettes like that. Or like a palette that's like all pastels or like all brights, and you get all of these different colors and they all go together anyway, because that would be the same sort of like pigmentation level. I don't know, but I think it has a good color story, and I think that all of the shades work well together, which is really great too. So if you're really into those cool tone pinks and purples and you only want like one eyeshadow palette, then this would actually be a really good choice, because it is all of the colors that you would like. Does that make sense? I think that makes sense. It makes sense to me at least. But did I reach for this every day? No, which means that I probably shouldn't keep it in my collection, but it was still a palette that I enjoyed using. I found it easy to work with, and I could definitely see why other people would like it. So it's one that I would definitely be recommending to other people, especially if you like these colors. So thank you guys so much for watching this review, and I will see you on the next one. Bye!